I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck and say that I am more drawn to video games that have a story mode element to it, whether it be an adventure game or a strategy game or a puzzle game, something on the Switch, something like Zelda, something like, Assassin's Creed, because I'm a huge movie buff, and when you're playing these adventures, these stories, it's almost like you're being in the movie altogether, like you're directing the movie, you're pushing it along, you're molding the direction the movie is going. And that used to be the same thing for FPS games like Medal of Honor and Battlefield when it first came out, Call of Duty. All these games had these really cool story modes that I really enjoyed, but as the years have gone by, the story modes have dwindled, diminished, become smaller, become less impressive, and just given way to the multiplayer aspect of the games. And it looks like that is not going to change, because E3 just came out with two huge major announcements for the top FPS games that are coming out soon. Games that I'm still going to get, that I'm still going to buy because I really want to play them, but it is kind of disappointing, or at least it concerns me for the future of storytelling when it comes to shooters, and that is Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite. Now, Battlefield 2042 doesn't even have a story mode at all. It's all focused on multiplayer, and maybe they didn't think that they could make an interesting story, or they wanted to put resources into that, or they just want to focus on multiplayer and make it all fully multiplayer. A lot of games, FPS shooters, a lot of those are mainly focused on just the multiplayer aspect of it. So with this game, I am hoping, giving it the benefit of the doubt, that they're going to be focusing so much on the servers and the multiplayer, making that amazing, making it like the best multiplayer ever, the best experience that we've ever had. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, they even have weather weapons where you can make tornadoes and stuff. Like, it's really the future of warfare, which is a believable future. It's not like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare where it was too far gone where you couldn't believe it. It's more like closer to home, where these things are being developed and worked on right now. These type of technologies like the robot dog and stuff like that. And if they're focusing mainly on multiplayer, then this multiplayer better be fucking solid. It better be the most solid experience in multiplayer that I've ever seen. But I'm just saying, I'm disappointed because they could have had a really cool campaign mode. It could have had something really cool, a story to tell in the near future that could really have given a lot of life to imagine. It could have had a lot of imagination behind it as to what the near future would look like that isn't part of the Battlefield experience. Like, say you're running through cities and you're seeing advertisements for the future stuff. You're seeing Dogecoin on like rockets and stuff like that, or whatever, cryptocurrencies everywhere. It would have been cool to see that kind of stuff, but we'll never get that because they're mainly focusing on the multiplayer aspect of it. But again, hopefully the multiplayer aspect is amazing. Now with Halo Infinite, it does have a campaign mode. It's going to tell a story. I'm assuming Master Chief's going to be in it. I haven't really looked too much into what the story is going to be. I'm just hoping that they're not going to just sideline the story and make it very small because of the multiplayer. And the reason I'm worried about this is because the multiplayer is free on Halo Infinite. You don't have to pay for it, which I can only assume means that the game has two modes, that one that you can buy, which is the campaign, and one that you can buy or you can download that is for free. I'm hoping that it's not just completely dressed up with microtransactions and things that can just really bring down an experience of a game. I'm hoping that if they are microtransactions, it's similar to how Fortnite does it, where it's all cosmetic and stuff like that. You do get to see at the end of the trailer and some of the gameplay footage, you get to see a Spartan that looks like its armor is designed like a samurai styled armor, which kind of got me. Like, I love samurai. I always wanted to see a samurai themed armor for the Spartans, because you really only get that with some of the brutes and stuff like that, with some of the Covenant armors that look very samurai-esque. But if you can have different cultures type of armors, like you can buy like similar to like say Viking styled, knight styled, samurai styled, like different warriors in history but Spartan-esque, that would be pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm worried that since they're putting this out for free for everybody, that they're really like making a very small campaign mode, because they worked a lot on the multiplayer side of things, and they're giving that for free. So they don't want to spend, you know, more money on the campaign mode until they get their investment back on the multiplayer. Like they wait for the multiplayer to be a hit, and then they start adding stories and DLC to the campaign, which would really suck. But ultimately, those are just my worries with the announcement of these two giants of FPS, and the fact that they're just sidelining campaign and story for multiplayer. I like multiplayer. I mainly play story, but I like multiplayer. You guys could see with some of my Fortnite gameplay, so I'm not really hating against it. These are my thoughts. I'm hoping that it comes out good. I'm hoping the Battlefield 2042 multiplayer is like the best multiplayer we ever had, best multiplayer experience we ever had, and I'm hoping that the story mode for Halo Infinite is extensive, is as good as some of the older Halos, because the last one really, when you're facing off against the other Spartan, Locke, I believe his name was, I did not like that story at all. I didn't like that game at all. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. This is going to be Sunscape signing off. Take care, guys.